Hey, my name is John Sullivan, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to do counting mode in Badux Go. There's basically three ways that a game of Badux can end. A player can resign, or they can take too much time making a move and time out of the game, or the game can go to counting, where the final scores are tallied. Now, I remember when I first started playing Go years ago on OGS, the most difficult part for me was uh, counting mode and how it worked. It's basically the same thing in Badux Go, so I thought it might be similarly confusing for other people. So I wanted to make this video for anyone who might be having trouble with it. Now, the biggest thing to understand about counting mode is is quite different from the normal part of the game because it's kind of a cooperative game rather than a competitive game. And it's cooperative in the sense that both players win when you agree on a score. If you can't agree on the score, then you kind of lose this little cooperative mini game. But it's no big deal. It just means you got to go back to the game of Badux that you're playing and keep playing until the outcome is clear. So the cooperative aspect of counting mode means that playing in a turn-based fashion is not necessary. So both players can make adjustments to the count simultaneously, which can be confusing. Well, let's walk through an example. On this game here, we're playing white. Black has just closed off this last space in his area. There's really no more moves worth playing for either player. So I'm going to go ahead and pass. And if my opponent also passes, 2 passes in a row, we go into counting mode. So here we are in counting mode, and what we're going to do is we're going to mark off the territory of each player. So every group of stones, like this black group of stones here, or every connected group of empty spaces like this, we can mark, and it's sort of a toggle. So you click once, it goes to black. You click it twice, it goes to white. You click it again, and it's back to no man's territory. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark off black's area here on the left is clearly under their control. Meanwhile, now you can see our opponent is going ahead and marking territory while we're talking, including these 2 black stones that are captured. Our opponent has marked all this area as our territory. This group of 5 stones here is dead, so I'm going to go ahead and mark all of this as white's territory as well. And then I'm going to go down here and click the accept count button. And when both players accept the count, the game is over. So in this case, we would have 56 and a half points, and black would have 41. So if our opponent accepts, we would win by 15 and a half points. Unfortunately, our opponent does not accept, and you can see right now they're changing the markings of this territory. We had already marked it as whites, but they change it back to blacks. And then you can see then black goes ahead and accepts the count, indicating black is happy with the state of the board. But now we're not, because we know this is ours. So that's kind of that failure of the cooperative minigame I was talking about. No big deal. We just have to go back to the game and keep playing. So I'm going to click resume game, and I'm going to play through this corner just to prove to my opponent that these stones are dead. I'm going to play here. Now you'll notice black is not able to play on either of these 2 points because they'll be putting themselves into Atari, and I will capture the group. So they pass. I'm just going to push on. Now this black group has 1 liberty left, so if they don't act, I'm going to capture the group on the next move. Okay, instead they captured my group, which is fine. I'm going to continue to push on here. And once again, black cannot play in either of these 2 points because they would be putting themselves in Atari. So once again, black passes. And I'm just going to keep pushing forward here. Once again, they have to take. I'm going to fill the liberties again. And they have to take once more. But then I can snap back here. And now the result should be pretty clear that this corner does indeed belong to white. So at this point, our opponent might just resign because clearly they haven't won the game. Or if they want, they might just pass. In this case, they pass. So I'm going to also pass, and we're going to go back to counting. Okay, so now black has marked off a lot of area here, including the area that they were contesting before that is clearly ours. And they've accepted the count. I'm happy with these results too, so I'm going to accept the count. And now the game is over. White wins by 15.5 points. One thing that's worth noting is that even after we left counting, continued playing, and came back to counting, it didn't change the result. So that's the basic idea of how counting works. And next time you find yourself in counting mode, you'll know exactly what to do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.